inaugural Tour de Yorkshire Dales with Pedal Britain. My pal Tim calls it God's country, and the day before we start, it looks magnificent in the warm sunshine. And now for something completely different. The forecast was for 4 days of this, so it was a question of how much of it this fair weather wimp had to endure. So here we are, Tour de Yorkshire Dales, day one. It's a short one today, just under 40 miles. And you know, yesterday I was sitting on the patio of a pub enjoying a pint with my mate Tim just up the road in Thirsk. Glorious sunshine. And now look at it, it looks like it's about to piss down with rain any minute. So we'll take what we're given and try and enjoy it, and we will enjoy it, but pretty about the weather.
Darren's, just for the benefit of everybody, is giving an illustration of how to faff, right? Just before departure.
That was Darren, the owner of Pedal Britain, searching for his Garmin. He hasn't been on his bike for 3 years, so it could be anywhere. And we're off, initially through town centre streets, and not long before our first hold-up. Oh, Mr. Pedal Britain's back. Yeah, Darren's gone for the breakaway. Now onto a traffic-free private road belonging to Rowcliffe Lodge, but it's part of the National Cycling Network. Barely qualifies as a tarmac path, but there's no traffic. Yeah, that seemed a bit pointless shouting that out. I do love a lane where there's no cars, and you definitely ain't going to bring a car down here. Tractor? Yeah, tractor maybe. Still it beats cycling through Harrogate. It seems though, to guarantee zero vehicles, you have to trade in a decent surface to cycle on a road bike. This is definitely off-roaded. We'll do well to have no puncture at the end of this. Yeah. Why in a long pace? Maybe the cycling speed. Slow in, stop in, guys. Yeah. Where are you going? Okay, mate. Where are we going? We are going right over there, yeah. This is Borough Bridge, and 2 significant signs were spotted. The town is the scene of a famous bloody battle in 1322, when the rebel Earl of Lancaster was defeated by Edward II's army. Much, much tougher though is the Way of the Roses coast-to-coast bike ride from Morecambe to Bridlington, which uses Borough Bridge as its much-needed halfway stop. Too soon for us to stop though, and we pedalled on towards our own halfway scoff.
Hey! You should take that up as a living, you make a great signpost. Oh!
There they are.
You can feel the weight going on when you bite into those.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that's a piece of Chris Thompson.
Good grief.
Might sandwich before flipping to those.
We're not recommended if you're diabetic.
You were.
As long as you've got an EpiPen, you'll be alright.
Well, that's us 18 miles in, and I'm being made to eat my words. It hasn't rained at all yet, so it's been actually a lovely ride through some great lanes. We're at the brew stop, and the highlight of which is Clive and Rachel's ginger flapjack topped with luxury icing. What's not to like?
I'll get in the back. Thanks.
It's going to be the jelly baby king or queen, I wonder.
Well, yeah, that'll be up there.
Charity.
We'll add in some more stuff so we're separated with that.
Okay, ready?
Much refreshed, we set off with a typical reaction from Mr. Fair Weather Cyclist.
Yeah, it's definitely raining. Here we go. 20 miles in the rain. Happy days. Oh, God. There we go. Finally, the fair weather cyclist is going to get grumpy. Hello. Thank you. Oh, cobbles. Cobbles, yeah, can avoid them on the left. Well, that was hardly torrential rain, was it? You know, if it's just going to be like that all weekend, like a little bit and then stop, I'll be happy. It's interesting, it's been a very gentle introduction to Yorkshire cycling. It almost gives you a false sense of security. Abbey Road.
She's no lady, she's three wives, don't worry. You need a map, that's what you need, a map and a compass, you'll be alright there.
Realising the rain was gone as soon as it came, it was time to get rid of that extra layer, while we all debated who got lost and when.
He needs a shortcut.
You know what? What you need to do? Yeah, big tip. Forward, turn off. Reroute.
Darren was pointing out how similar the smooth tarmac was to the roads in rural France when he does the France end-to-end tour.
What is this pothole you talk about?
Clearly the guy was down with the mare.
And bizarrely, all these villages with fantastic tarmac never appear to have anybody living in them.
And this nice smooth tarmac took us alongside the River Nid in the lovely town of Knaresborough and its famous viaduct. Next onto the Beryl Burton'S cycleway, named after the 7 times world champion cyclist who raced for Knaresborough Cycling Club. Among all her medals and titles in the 50s, 60s and 70s, She set a world record in 1967 for the 12-hour time trial, and in doing so beat the men's world record by 73 miles. Beryl did this at the same time as a male rider, Mike McNamara, was trying to break the male record. The story goes that Beryl not only caught and overtook him, but actually offered him a licorice allsort as she did so, which he accepted. Whether that's local myth and legend or the truth, who cares? It's a great story. So, I did part of that Beryl Burton cycleway last year on Tour des Zoes without even realising that's what it was. And it looks like it's going to take us all the way back to Harrogate. It's a good old Beryl.
Yeah.
So our short introductory day one ride was complete. A pose or two for a couple of group photos, and yet again, cycling has brought together a group of strangers and turned them into a bunch of friends with a common cause and interest. We escaped the rain, but will we on day two? Click on the yellow icon to subscribe and find out, and also see over 100 other videos, with 2 here to whet your appetite. Happy cycling, and I'll see you soon.